The command station floated quietly in deep space. It was a large alien structure, built to watch the outer edge of their star system. Nothing important ever happened here. The officers on duty expected long, boring shifts. But today, something felt wrong. Officer Rin was staring at his screen. At first, he thought it was a small error. Just a glitch. But the signal did not go away. It stayed. "Commander," Rin said slowly, "I am detecting something strange." The commander looked up, annoyed. "Another broken sensor?" Rin shook his head. "No, sir. This signal, it is stable." That was unusual. Most unknown signals came and went. They were weak, broken, or random. But this one was strong. Clean. Perfect. Too perfect. "Show me," the commander said. Rin opened the data on the main screen. A single line appeared across the display. No sound. No pattern. Just a steady signal. The room became quiet. "Where is it coming from?" the commander asked. Rin paused. He checked again. Then again. His hands started to shake. That is the problem," he said. "I cannot find the source." The commander frowned. "That is not possible. Every signal had a source. Every object in space could be tracked. But this one. It was everywhere. Or nowhere." "Try long-range scanners," the commander ordered. Another officer began scanning the outer system. The machines hummed softly. Data started to flow. Then suddenly. "Contact," the officer shouted. Everyone turned. "What did you find?" the commander asked. The officer's voice dropped. I am not sure." The screen changed. A shape appeared. At first, it looked small. Just a dark spot in space. But as the system zoomed in, the truth became clear. It was not small. It was massive. And it was already inside their system. "That is impossible," the commander said. There was no warp signal. No jump point. Nothing entered our space. Rin whispered, "Maybe, it didn't enter." The commander looked at him. "What do you mean?" Rin swallowed. "Maybe, it was already here." Silence filled the room. The object did not move fast. It did not rush. It just drifted forward slowly. Like it had all the time in the universe. "Identify it," the commander said quickly. The system scanned the object. It searched all known ship records. Military, civilian, unknown species. No match. "Sir," the officer said quietly, "this design. I have never seen anything like it." The shape became clearer on the screen. A long, dark body. Sharp edges. No lights. No visible weapons. Just a cold, silent structure moving through space. "Send a signal," the commander ordered. "Ask for identification." The station sent a message. No reply. "Send it again." Still nothing. The signal on Rin's screen continued. That same perfect line. Unchanged. "Commander," Rin said softly, "the signal, it is coming from that object." The commander stared at the screen. "So it is not a message," he said slowly. Rin shook his head. "No, sir. I think it is a presence." Suddenly, the lights flickered. The room went dark for a second. Then everything came back. "What was that?" someone asked. "Power fluctuation," another officer said. "But I don't know why." More systems started to fail. Communications became unclear. Sensors slowed down. Data froze for seconds before updating. The station was strong. It was built for war. But now, it felt weak. Like something was watching it. Or controlling it. The object moved closer. Still slow. Still silent. Still unstoppable. Distance, the commander asked. The officer checked. His face turned pale. Sir, it is closer than we thought. How close? The officer hesitated. Then he said it. It is already inside our defense zone. The room froze. That was not possible. No ship could enter that area without being detected early. Unless. It was never detected at all. Rin looked at the screen again. The signal. Perfect. Unbroken. Like a heartbeat. And then he understood. His voice was barely a whisper. It didn't arrive now. Everyone looked at him. Rin slowly raised his eyes. It has been coming for a long time. The commander stepped back. No, that would mean. Rin finished the sentence. We detected it too late. Outside the station, the massive dark shape moved closer to the inner system. No sound. No warning. No fear. Just purpose. And deep inside the station, for the first time in many years, they felt it. Fear. Because whatever that thing was, it did not come to talk. And it did not come to stop. The Human Dreadnought had already arrived. And no one had seen it coming. The command station was no longer calm. Red warning lights began to flash across the walls. A low alarm sound filled the air. Officers moved quickly between their stations, but no one spoke loudly anymore. Fear had entered the room. The commander stood still, staring at the massive dark object on the screen. A single ship, he said slowly, and it walks into our system like this? No one answered. Because deep inside, they all felt the same thing. This was not normal. Open emergency channel, the commander ordered. Call the High Council. Within seconds, a holographic screen appeared. Several senior leaders showed up, their faces serious. What is happening? One of them asked. The commander pointed at the display. Silence followed. Even the High Council had no words. That is inside our system, another leader asked. Yes, the commander replied. No warp signal. No warning. That is not possible. Rin spoke quietly, Sir, we checked everything. It is real. The leaders looked at each other. One of them, older than the rest, leaned forward. His eyes were different. Not confused. Worried. Zoom in, the old leader said. The image became clearer. The long, dark structure filled the screen. Its surface looked cold. Heavy. Built for something more than war. The old leader's face slowly changed. He recognized it. No, he whispered. The commander noticed. You know this ship? The room became completely silent. The old leader took a deep breath. I was there, many cycles ago, he said. When we first heard about them. About who? The commander asked. The old leader looked directly at him. Humans. The word felt heavy. Some officers looked confused. Others suddenly looked nervous. Humans, the commander said. They are a minor species. Weak. Slow to develop. The old leader shook his head. That is what we believed, he said. Until they went to war. No one moved. No one spoke. They lost their first colonies, the old leader continued. Small attacks. Nothing serious. We thought they would fall. But they didn't. His voice became lower. They changed. The screen showed the dreadnought again. Moving slowly. Getting closer. Humans do not fight like us, he said. They do not show power early. They do not send warnings again and again. What do they do? Someone asked quietly. The old leader's answer was simple. They wait. The room felt colder. They learn. They watch. And when they move, he paused. It is already over. The commander frowned. That is just a story. The old leader looked at him. No, he said. It is history. Rin stepped forward. Sir, if this is true, why didn't we detect it earlier? No one had an answer. Until the old leader spoke again. Because they did not want you to. The words hit hard. Humans hide their power, he said. They build in silence. They move slowly. So slowly, you stop looking. The commander turned back to the screen. The dreadnought was still coming. Not fast. Not aggressive. Just, certain. We will send a warning, the commander said. Prepare all defense ships. Before anyone could move. A sound interrupted them. A soft signal. Everyone froze. Incoming transmission, an officer said. The commander straightened. Play it. The room went quiet. A calm voice filled the station. Not loud. Not angry. Just clear. This system has been marked. Every officer stopped breathing. The voice continued. No response was required. No reply was expected. The commander stepped closer. Identify yourself, he demanded. But the voice ignored him. Time was given. The old leader closed his eyes. They are not talking to us, he whispered. They are delivering a message. The voice spoke again. You chose silence. The transmission ended. Just like that. No noise. No signal. Nothing. The room stayed frozen. What does that mean? One officer asked. No one answered. But everyone understood. This was not a warning. This was not first contact. This was something else. Something final. The commander looked at the fleet status. Launch all ships, he ordered. Now. Outside the station, hundreds of warships powered up. Engines lit the darkness. Weapons charged. The fleet moved forward, directly toward the dreadnought. For a moment, hope returned. Numbers. Speed. Firepower. But the dreadnought did not react. It did not turn. It did not stop. It just kept moving. Like the fleet did not matter. Rin watched silently. His hands cold. His voice barely there. They are not here to fight us. The commander turned sharply. What did you say? Rin looked at the screen. They already decided the end. Outside, the alien fleet rushed forward. And for the first time, the dreadnought began to wake. A faint light appeared across its surface. Soft. Cold. Deadly. And suddenly, everyone understood. They were not facing a ship. They were facing a decision that had already been made. The fleet moved forward with full force. Hundreds of warships spread across space, forming a wide attack line. Their engines burned bright. Weapons systems charged. Missiles locked onto the target. For a moment, it looked like control had returned. The commander stood tall. All units, prepare to fire on my signal. Across the fleet, pilots waited. Nervous. But ready. On the main screen, the Human Dreadnought continued its slow approach. No sudden moves. No fear. Just that same silent motion. Distance closing, an officer said. They will enter firing range in 10 seconds. The countdown began. 10. The tension in the room grew heavy. 9. Rin stared at the screen. Something felt wrong. 8. The dreadnought did not react. 7. No shields activated. No weapons visible. 6. Why are they not responding? Someone whispered. 5. The commander raised his hand. 4. 3. Rin's voice suddenly broke the silence. Wait, something is changing. 2. The dreadnought's surface began to glow. Not bright. Not fast. Just a slow, cold light spreading across its body. Fire, the commander shouted. At once. The fleet attacked. Beams of energy cut through space. Missiles launched in massive waves. Explosions filled the darkness as hundreds of weapons rushed toward the dreadnought. For a second. It looked like too much. Too powerful. Too many attacks to survive. Then. Everything changed. The space around the dreadnought bent. Not exploded. Not blocked. Bent. Like reality itself moved away from it. The attacks did not hit. They curved. They twisted. They passed around the ship like it was not even there. The room went silent. What is that? An officer whispered. No one answered. Because no one understood. The dreadnought did not stop. It moved forward, through the storm of fire, untouched. Then. A single line of light appeared. Thin. Sharp. From the front of the ship. No energy spike detected, Rin said quickly. It is not charging a weapon. Before he could finish. The light moved. One alien warship disappeared. Not exploded. Not damaged. Gone. Clean. Like it had never existed. Silence hit the fleet. What just happened? A pilot shouted over comms. Then the light moved again. Another ship vanished. Then another. No sound. No warning. No explosion. Just, erased. Panic spread instantly. They are destroying us, someone screamed. Retreat, another voice cried. But it was too late. The dreadnought did not chase. It did not aim wildly. It did not waste a single shot. Every movement was exact. Every strike perfect. Ship after ship vanished into nothing. The fleet broke formation. Warships turned, trying to escape. Engines pushed to maximum. But distance did not matter. Speed did not matter. Nothing mattered. Because the dreadnought had already calculated everything. Rin watched in horror. This is not a battle, he said slowly. The commander stared, unable to speak. This is control. Outside, the battlefield became empty. Not destroyed. Not broken. Just cleared. Within minutes, the entire fleet was gone. No survivors. No signals. No debris. Only silence remained. The dreadnought stopped for the first time. Floating in the center of the system. Still. Calm. Untouched. Back on the station, no one moved. The commander's voice finally returned, weak and shaken. All ships, report. Nothing. Only static. Rin looked at the system scan. Fleet status, he whispered. The screen showed a single result. 0 active units. The commander stepped back slowly. That was our entire defense. No one answered. Because they all knew. It had not even been a fight. It had been a demonstration. The dreadnought began moving again. Slowly. Directly toward the command station. The same station that now had no protection. No fleet. No hope. A faint signal appeared again on Rin's screen. That same perfect line. Unbroken. Unstoppable. They wanted us to see this, Rin said quietly. The commander looked at him. Why? Rin's eyes stayed on the approaching ship. So we understand. He paused. That we were never a threat. Outside, the massive human dreadnought continued its silent path. No rush. No anger. Just purpose. And now, for everyone watching. The truth was clear. This was not war. This was judgment. The command station stood silent. No alarms now. No shouting. No hope. Only the soft hum of failing systems remained. Outside, the human dreadnought moved closer, slow, steady, and certain. It did not rush. It did not need to. Inside the control room, every officer watched the screen. No one tried to run. No one gave new orders. Because deep inside, they already understood. This was the end. Signal incoming, Rin said quietly. His voice was calm now. Almost empty. The commander looked at him. Play it. The room filled with silence as the transmission began. The same voice returned. Calm. Cold. Clear. This system is now within final range. No emotion. No anger. Just fact. The commander stepped forward. We can still talk. We can still. The voice continued, ignoring him. Historical records confirm hostile action against Human Colony 7. The old leader slowly lowered his head. He remembered. Long ago, it had been a small decision. A simple order. Remove a weak species. Take their resources. No one had thought it mattered. They were not advanced, one officer whispered. They were not important. The voice continued. Colony 7 was given no warning. Images suddenly appeared on the main screen. A distant planet. Peaceful. Small human settlements. Families. Children. Then. Fire from the sky. Ships above. Destruction below. The room filled with quiet horror. This was us, an officer said, shaking. The commander could not speak. The old leader closed his eyes. We thought it was just another colony, he whispered. Just another system to control. The voice continued. Survivor count, 0. Silence fell again. But this silence was different. Heavier. Darker. Humans requested no immediate response, the voice said. Rin frowned slightly. What does that mean? The old leader answered slowly. It means, they chose to wait. The screen changed again. Now it showed something else. A massive structure being built in deep space. Piece by piece. Layer by layer. The Human Dreadnought. This vessel was launched after confirmed loss, the voice continued. It traveled without signal. Without presence. Without detection. The commander stared in shock. That took years. Yes, the old leader said quietly. Humans think long-term. The voice spoke again. Time was given for behavioral correction. Rin looked confused. Behavioral correction. The old leader's voice was heavy. They were watching us. The room went cold. They waited to see if we would change, he continued. If we would stop attacking, stop expanding, stop destroying weaker worlds. The commander slowly shook his head. We didn't stop. No, the old leader said. We continued. The voice confirmed it. Hostile expansion continued across multiple systems. The images on screen showed more battles. More destruction. Not just against humans, but against other weaker species. Planets taken. Civilizations erased. The truth was clear. This was not just about one colony. This was a pattern. This is not revenge, the voice said. The words echoed through the room. Then what is it? The commander asked, his voice breaking. For the first time. The voice paused. Then it answered. This is balance. The word felt final. Heavy. Absolute. The commander stepped closer to the screen. We can change, he said quickly. We can stop. We can. Time has expired. The words cut through everything. No anger. No emotion. Just certainty. Rin's hands tightened. They already gave us a chance, he whispered. The old leader nodded slowly. And we failed. The dreadnought was now very close. So close that its massive structure filled the entire view outside. Dark. Silent. Unstoppable. This station is the final command center of hostile operations, the voice continued. Removal will complete balance. The commander fell back into his seat. This cannot be happening. But it was. It already had. Rin looked at the screen one last time. So this is why they came, he said softly. The old leader spoke the final truth. They didn't come to fight us. Rin finished the sentence. They came to end it. The transmission continued. No further communication required. The channel closed. Silence returned. Deep. Heavy. Final. Outside, the human dreadnought began to change. Its surface glowed brighter now. Not fast. Not violent. But steady. Like the start of something that could not be stopped. Inside the station, no one moved. No one spoke. Because now. They understood everything. This was not anger. This was not hate. This was something far worse. This was a decision made long ago. And now. It had arrived. The command station was completely still. No alarms. No voices. No movement. Only silence remained. Outside, the human dreadnought stood like a shadow over everything. Its massive form blocked the stars. Its presence alone felt heavy, like space itself had become darker. Inside the control room, the officers sat frozen. No one tried to escape. No one gave orders. Because there was nothing left to do. The commander slowly stood up. His hands were shaking, but his face had changed. The fear was still there, but now, there was something else. Understanding. We were wrong, he said quietly. No one replied. The old leader looked at the screen one last time. His voice was tired. We thought power meant control, he said. We thought being stronger gave us the right to take what we wanted. He paused. But humans, they see it differently. Rin stood beside him, staring at the dreadnought. They waited, Rin said softly. They watched everything, and gave us time. The commander closed his eyes for a moment. And we wasted it. No one argued. Because it was true. Outside, the dreadnought began its final action. A deep glow spread across its surface. Lines of cold light moved slowly, forming patterns that no one on the station could understand. There was no loud charge. No violent energy buildup. Just a quiet, steady rise in power. Energy levels increasing, Rin said. His voice was calm now. Too calm. How long? The commander asked. Rin looked at the readings. Then he answered. Not long. The commander gave a small, empty smile. That's fitting. He walked to the center of the room and looked around. This station, this system, everything we built. He stopped. Ends here. The old leader stepped forward. Not everything, he said quietly. The commander looked at him. What do you mean? The old leader looked back at the dreadnought. This is not destruction for nothing, he said. This is a message. Rin nodded slowly. A message to everyone else. Silence followed. Because they all understood. Somewhere out there, other civilizations were watching. Learning. And they would remember this moment. The commander took a deep breath. Then let them remember the truth, he said. No fear in his voice now. Only acceptance. Outside, the dreadnought's glow became stronger. The space around it began to shift. Not violently. But deeply. Like reality itself was preparing to change. Rin watched the readings one last time. Final phase starting, he said. No one moved. No one ran. Because now, they knew. There was no escape. The commander spoke one final time. Open all channels. An officer hesitated. Sir, why? So others can hear this, he said. The channel opened. Silence spread across the stars. Then. The human voice returned. For the last time. Calm. Steady. Unshaken. Balance will now be restored. No anger. No pride. Just truth. Rin closed his eyes. The old leader lowered his head. The commander stood still, facing the light. Outside, the dreadnought released its final action. There was no explosion. No fire. No sound. Only a wave. A silent wave of energy that moved across the system. Planets, ships, stations. Everything it touched. Stopped existing. Clean. Instant. Final. The command station disappeared without a trace. No debris. No signal. No memory left behind. Only empty space remained. Far away, beyond the system, the wave faded. The stars returned to their quiet positions. Nothing moved. Nothing changed. Except one thing. A single transmission. Sent across the galaxy. Simple. Clear. Impossible to ignore. Humanity does not forget. Silence followed. Deep space remained calm. As if nothing had ever happened. But somewhere, far beyond the darkness, other civilizations listened. And for the first time, they understood. Humans do not rush. Humans do not warn twice. And when they arrive, it is already over.